What's up, party people? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? It's your girl Shree Bad. If you think I sound sleepy, I do, because I took a nap. I woke up almost forgetting about this thing. Hey, James, how you doing? How you feeling? Hope you're doing well today. I'm glad you in here, because, if you're not in and out and you want to say something, I'll put up the link for you, because I think, you'd be good to talk with about this. This is crazy right here. Well, it's not crazy anymore, but it is kind of crazy. Hold on a second, y'all. Yes, I'm typing something. I figure, and I put the same thing up here. We can go through it like that, because that's what I wanted to do before. Now, for those of you who are just coming in, how y'all feeling? How y'all doing? Tron might catch my Wi-Fi a couple times. Don't worry about it. For those of you who are just coming in, don't know what I'm talking about, I did a couple of videos, uploads yesterday and today, if I'm not mistaken. And it was about Matthew Perry. Matthew Perry died from an acute dose of ketamine, right? And I read that he was on ketamine. Okay. Well, feel better. Hey, Osunyemi, how you doing? Well, feel better, hon. I'm glad you came in and said hello. Listen, whatever you got to do. Okay? I really hope you get better. And I thank you so much for being good support to me. Osunyemi was popping. Okay? So, yeah. So, I heard about ketamine infusion therapy. And of course, I was ignorant to it. And I didn't have no problem being ignorant to the shit. Because usually, when I act ignorant, people laugh sometimes. But the second video, I had to really figure out what ketamine was, where it came from, what the infusion therapy is about, all that. Hey, Mean Mary Jean, I'm glad you're here, you know. So I figured I'd do that just to let y'all see, and then I'll put in my 2 cents into it, because I'm still like, what the hell? I'm actually a little bit, I ain't gonna front. Let's get to this WebMD so y'all can understand how I'm feeling. Okay, because that's one thing I didn't do in that last video. I didn't talk about how the hell I was feeling. And maybe that's a good thing. Okay. Maybe that's a good thing. So once again, here is the article that I put up a little bit earlier. All right. I'm not worried about Jeff Winograd. I'm really not. I'm not worried about him right now. He can go ahead. So we all know this deal right here. Ketamine got its start in Belgium as horse tranquilizer. And if at any point in time y'all can't hear me, I stay frozen, let me know. Because the ding dang Wi-Fi router is right in my face, but yet, Tron's still holding me hostage. So anyway, so ketamine started as horse tranquilizer. I had no idea it was approved as an anesthetic. Yeah, I just woke up. For people in 1970. Anesthetic usually has to do with anesthesia, pain relief. Okay, great. And it was used for treating injured soldiers on the battlefields in the Vietnam War. Now, that right there shocked me and made me say, oh, so it wasn't just the DDT that made these guys go crazy and come back to New York and act the holy high fool? Oh, okay. It was ketamine too? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Cool. Emergency responders may give it to an agitated patient who, for example, they have rescued from a suicide attempt. What does agitated mean? And y'all will understand why I'm asking these questions in a moment. But sorry for seeming so callous and unfeeling right now. I get to my feelings soon, trust me. Okay? Someone is trying to jump off a bridge and they give him ketamine in the ambulance to calm him down. And 9 months later, he says, I haven't felt suicidal for 9 months. Mm. Mm-hmm. Don't worry, I'm gonna read a little bit more and then we're gonna get on this. Because I wanted to really talk about this part right here. And then, we get to that bottom down there. Okay? When enough stories like that start to pile up, doctor said, maybe there's something here. Says Stewart, an emergency physician and founder of Insight Ketamine in Santa Fe, Nevada. Like the drug itself, Stewart got his start in combat medicine during the Vietnam War. Some doctors also use ketamine to treat suicidal thoughts. Ketamine causes what doctors call a dissociative experience and what most anyone else would call a trip. That's how it became a club drug called K, Super K, Special K, and Vitamin K, among others. Partiers inject it, put it in drinks, snort it, add it to joints or cigarettes. So I had no idea that ketamine was used to treat depression and suicidal thoughts. When I did my first upload on this, I was like, what the fuck kind of drugs was Matthew Perry on for him to get ketamine infusion therapy? Because I know ketamine is a strong ass drug. It gives you hallucinations, all kinds of shit. Okay? And when I found out that this ketamine infusion therapy is for depression, of course I had to sit silent for a moment because I've been suffering from depression all my life. I've had suicidal thoughts before, but I never thought to take Special K as a method to do that. I never thought to take them heavy drugs for any of that, right? Because I'm under the impression that Special K gives you strong hallucinogens and hallucinogenics, things like this. I already got enough in my head. I already got enough shit in my head. What's up, MIA? Welcome back. I got enough shit in my head as it is with this depression, anxiety, paranoid schizophrenia, and I already got suicidal thoughts. I can't control these hallucinations. Can I control the hallucinations I get with Special K? Is that how I get off of the suicidal thoughts? By going from one thing to the next? Because if that's the case, me going from alcohol to weed ain't shit. It's good, right? Sound good to me. I don't think I get hallucinations with no tree. Not yet. And I don't mix it with nothing. Even when I used to drink alcohol and bun tree, I ain't get no hallucination. I sure did cut down on my depressive thoughts and suicidal thoughts, but we're gonna get to that a little bit later too. Let's move on now. It says partners inject it, put it in the drinks, snort it, add it to joints or cigarettes. Now, like I said, I cured my shit with weed. I ain't putting nothing in my weed. For what? All these years I've been bunning weed, I ain't putting not a motherfuck thing in there. I ain't putting no Special K, no Special A, no fresh ass Z's. None of that shit. Okay? I'm not mixing my trees with nothing. Listen, the problem that I got with weed ain't weed, it's tobacco, because I roll in frontal leaf. So them is my problems. Okay? I'm addicted to tobacco. Because I can cut out weed whenever the fuck I want. And don't have to go through no crazy withdrawal symptoms. All right? Listen, ketamine. Let's go back up real quick because I have to go back to something. Okay, the ketamine got its start in Belgium in the 1960s as anesthesia medicine for animals. Okay, we got it start in 1 BC or 1 BC, when the Most High said, I'm going to rest, and all the plants started growing because Most High rested. Okay? The weed, the herb is mentioned in the Bible a whole bunch of times, in the Bible too. Okay? So from the start of Genesis on and on and on, we've been out. It ain't have to be getting it started, no Belgium in the 60s as an anesthesia medicine for nobody. Okay? And for everybody. All right? Because it did get rid of some pain. All right? Listen, today, you got pain. You ain't even got to smoke nothing. You get you some hemp cream and you put the hemp cream on you. And good God Almighty, you would have think you just injected a whole bunch of synovial fluid in your joints. Okay? People swear by this shit. Anywho, let's go. Now, let's go. So basically, I ain't adding a motherfuck thing to my joint. Okay? And I don't smoke no cigarette, and I'm not snorting shit, and I don't want to put nothing in my damn drink, because you know what else is a date rape drug they put in drinks sometimes? This motherfucker Special K right here. Okay? So no, I ain't a fan of none of that shit. Now let's get back to where the hell we supposed to be at. Okay? Hold the phone. Let me get back to where we supposed to be at. All right. Now, ketamine can produce feelings of unreality. I'm quiet for a little bit because I'm still trying to process certain shit. You know, I'm really trying to process it because I'm not supposed to take it personal, but I gotta pull in my experience with what this is and try to figure things out. Ketamine can produce feelings of unreality, visual and sensory distortions, a distorted feeling about one's body, temporary unusual thoughts and beliefs, and a euphoria or a buzz. You know what can also produce feelings of unreality? This motherfucking internet, okay? YouTube, Instagram, motherfucking MTV if it had a goddamn app on the phone. Okay? All these things can produce feelings of unreality. All these things can create an unreality if you wanted to. They can add the visual and sensory distortions. They can give you a distorted feeling about your body. Temporary, unusual thoughts and beliefs you fuck around here on too long. And it can even give you a euphoria or a buzz if you that type of evil or you that type of good, whatever the fuck. So what I need ketamine for? I got the internet. It's a whole bunch of things that can produce feelings of unreality. If I want to escape, I can read a comic book. Okay? There's many ways to escape. So many ways to escape. And don't worry, we're going to talk about pills in a second. Me, Mary Jean, if you're still here. We're going to get to the pills real soon. Okay? Now, before I go any further, because we're going to get into the medical things about the infusion therapy and all that, let me just say that as a holistic health coach, okay, I'm not supposed to be against certain things. I'm not against surgery if you need it. I'm not even against pills if you need it. There's a lot of things I'm not against if you need it. All right? If you trust your doctor, you trust whoever, you trust yourself, you need to take that pill, take the pill. Because you know what else is in a pill form? A multivitamin and multimineral. All right? And if I could tell you take them pills, who am I to say don't take these other pills you think you need or you feel like you need, right? So I'm not supposed to be against these things. But for real, I am against most of these things. I am against most of these pills because a lot of times when you look at the commercial for the pill and they talk about, oh, these are the side effects, you got to read the fine print. You better get your magnifying glass because they'll read off like 5 different shits. And then at the bottom in the fine print, it'll be, go to our website to get the full report of side effects. Death is only one of them, right? And most times I'll be looking at them things like, well, why am I going to take a pill to help me with my arthritis if the side effect is death? Ain't I trying to stay alive? What are we doing here, right? There's these diabetes, it's all kinds of different medications out there. They be like, oh, well, the results can be fatal, bitch. So why am I taking this again? If the results can be fatal and I'm not in a place where it's life or death. Now, if I'm in a place where it's life and death and I can take this thing and it could be fatal, there's still a chance I could live. So that's why I'm not going to say no to no pill, right? I ain't going to say no to certain things. Hey, Vampy, I'm not going to say certain things if you in that position and you have to take it and you truly believe this is the only thing that's going to save you from whatever. But I'm still a believer of prevention is better than cure. Okay? And I'm not to be taking no pill that's going to give me more side effects than what the fuck I got. I'm trying to fix one thing, and you giving me a pill that could give me 8 more problems. Are you serious? It doesn't sound good to me. But like I said, I can't fault you if you're going through certain issues and you have to take the pills, right? I can't be mad at my aunt that's 87 and she has to take a pill for high blood pressure, for this, for that, for all of that. I can't be mad at her for taking them pills. But I am very proud of her because when she talks to these doctors, she makes sure that the drug she has to take is the least amount, has the least amount of side effects, does not counteract with her other drugs that she has to take. I mean, she really is on it. She is really on it. Because her thing is, listen, I'm taking this to fix this. I'm not taking this drug to help with high blood pressure and then I got more heart problems. That don't work for me, right? So if you got to do what you got to do, be vigilant in what you do and make sure you crossing all the T's and dotting the I's, right? Yeah, Vampy, anything you could do can lead to death, right? People say that all the time. I ain't jumping on no plane. I could die. But do you know that you have a greater chance of dying in a car than you do in a plane? Really? It's true. So death could come anytime, anywhere, from anything. We ain't got control over that. But what I got control over is how I'm going to die, right? And if I decide I don't want to die by no pill, I ain't going to die by no pill. Okay? All right. Let's keep it moving, y'all. I just had to put that disclaimer out there. Okay? So I'm coming from a place of, if I'm going to heal, I'm going to try my best not to take no pill. And let me also add that me being a person who suffers from depression and who had suicidal thoughts and all that good stuff, I decided not to take any antidepressant pills because I've known a couple of people too who have taken those antidepressant pills, ended up committing suicide anyway. Because that's one of the side effects of taking antidepressant pills. You might become more depressed. You might commit suicide anyway. So God bless them people that take them pills, but I say thee nay. I'm not to do it. I'm trying not to kill myself. Why am I take it and kill myself? No. I don't even want that. I don't even want to take that chance, bro. I don't even want to take that chance, sis. But that's just me. You know what I mean? That's me. What worked for me may not have to work for you, and vice versa. So let's keep going. The trip lasts about 2 hours, but there are risks of casual use. The most serious are unconsciousness, high blood pressure, and dangerously slowed breathing. The drug could also cause long term problems such as ulcers and pain in the bladder, kidney problems, stomach pain, depression. You see what I'm saying? Depression and poor memory. Shit, I got poor memory as it is. My short term memory ain't the best, but my long term is on point like a motherfucker. Okay? Don't sleep on me. Ketamine could be fatal for people who abuse alcohol or if you take it while you're drunk. Hey, Larry, most anything is not good if you take it with alcohol. Okay? Most anything is not good if you take it with alcohol. Now, if Matthew Perry died from acute use of ketamine and he was in a pool, I can see how he passed. Because he in the trip, he in the zone for 2 hours, he tripping, he became unconscious, his breathing slowed, he slumped in that water like he's supposed to sleep, right? He sleep. But you can't breathe, you can't sleep underwater, Wody. That don't work like that. And if you got dangerously slowed breathing and you unconscious underwater, that ain't gonna rock, homie. And he could have been sitting up, chilling in the tub or whatever with the ketamine. But when you unconscious, you ain't got no control over your body and where it go and what it do. So yeah, I ain't mad that I questioned what this man was doing with ketamine after the fact when no one was around and private. Nah, I'm mad at that. I'm mad at that, y'all. I got an issue with that, y'all. But we gonna keep going. All right? And who knows if he took alcohol or not. God forbid. They studying this for depression and an antidote to suicidal thoughts. Clearly, it's not an antidote to suicidal thoughts 100%. Okay? To be clear, casual use is not a treatment for depression. No fucking duh. No fucking duh. Did you guys tell Matthew Perry that? Did you tell him that the night that he passed? Yeah, his heart gave out. Of course it's gonna give out. Of course, Vampy. Shoot. High blood pressure, unconsciousness, and dangerously slowed breathing. What you think gonna happen? Underwater? Or what you think gonna happen to that heart, baby? You the smartest person in the room. I'm telling you. Of course, casual use is not a treatment for depression. Do y'all know why casual use will never be a good treatment for depression? Because everybody would need a different amount. And you would need the lowest amounts in order for it to do anything good for you. You may need high, you may need low. A doctor would have to determine that. Not you. Not you by yourself. Are you crazy? Because all you want as the layperson is for this shit to go away. So if you had a whole mountain of special K, you would take that motherfucker just to make sure that you don't have these thoughts no more. But it would be guaranteed that you don't have these thoughts no more because you would pass on. Ain't that a bitch? That's a bitch, yo. That's a bitch. Anyway, let's keep going. We're reaching out in a new way to patients who have not responded to other kinds of treatments and providing for some of them the first time that they've gotten better from their depression. I'm kind of still stuck on you're giving me another addiction. You're transferring one to the other. And Vampy, I can't say it won't work at all because the homie at the beginning of the story on WebMD, he said it worked. After we go through certain parts, WebMD gonna tell you about another lady. She said it worked. Ooh, ooh. We're gonna get through this. What we do know, Vampy, is that usage of regular ketamine don't work, right? The regular use of ketamine, if me and you decided to start using Special K for our depression, whether we got it from here, there, or the dude up the block, it's not gonna work for us like that. Okay, never. It won't at all. All right. Now check this here. I want y'all to really pay attention to these next paragraphs right here, okay? Especially the next two sentences. Ketamine comes in several forms. And I said several on purpose. Hey Raquel, how you doing? The word is several, but I wanted to emphasize several, okay? Several. All right, because y'all like emphasis on shit. The only form that the FDA has approved as a medication for depression is a nasal spray called esketamine, Spravato. I'm all right. Every day is a better day. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? The only approved medication by the FDA for depression is a nasal spray. Now, whether you trust the FDA or not is on you. I really don't trust the FDA, but when it comes to certain things, they're a guideline, they're a standard, all right? So, if Matthew Perry was taking ketamine infusion therapy, and for those of you who don't know, infusion therapy is not making a tea and drinking it, okay? You don't make the tea using the infusion method and then you drink it. It don't work like that, folks. You get an injection and they pump the thing into your vein, okay? That ain't no nasal spray, all right? That ain't no nasal spray. It is important to understand why herbs and vitamins and even drugs, medication, illicit drugs, whatever. It's important to understand how they come to you. Okay, it's important to understand how they work inside of your bloodstream. I've spoken about this before. Briefly, I'll put you on. Pill form, when it comes to taking herbal supplements, right? The pill form is the worst for herbal supplement. It is the worst form to take. There's a chance that you have malabsorption, okay? So you can't absorb that pill very well. So whatever happens, it just breaks up and you dump it out, right? The pill itself might not be healthy for you, okay? It might break up in your esophagus. It might not break up in your stomach. It might break up in your colon. You don't know where that pill going, right? What if you have problems swallowing? Okay? Pill form ain't always the best when it comes to herbal supplements. I ain't talking about ketamine, okay? I'm talking about something like nettle leaf, all right? And dandelion root, okay? You could take the actual leaf itself or the root itself, dry it up, put it in some water. That's good, right? That's good. Because when you drink it like that, it can go straight to your bloodstream. What you also could put in water is powder. Powder lasts the longest in your system, and it gets in your system, aka your bloodstream, the quickest. Okay? Which is why a lot of times Special K would be in a powder form to put in your drink or to sprinkle on your tree. All right. But according to the FDA, the safest way to put this in you is through a nasal spray. That means that it's going straight to your brain, folks. Uh-huh. It's going straight to your brain, folks. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, Raquel, it depends because for some people, when you make a herb into powder and you take it from powder, it might be too strong for that person. You understand? Everybody is different. Everybody has a different thing. Certain things, the most potent form of an herb is to grind it into a powder. That is facts. But that doesn't mean it's actually better for you. All right? Because I might get my tea, right? I like to take my PMS/PMDD, right? It also helps me with anemia, all kinds of different stuff, okay? I don't always use the nettle leaf powder because I know that's strong, right? Sometimes I'll get the dry leaf, put that in, let it steep for a while, and take it out. I'm good, right? I got powder arco. Powder arco is a great antiviral, antifungal. It really helps with your period problems and helps to balance the estrogen in you. Because when you take something like Dong Quai is highly estrogenic. So you're only supposed to take it 2 weeks after your period, 2 weeks before your period. Like a little window of time you could take Dong Quai. You can't take Dong Quai while you got your period. But powder arco gives the same benefits as Dong Quai, but I could take it during my period. That I take as a powder form with no problems, right? Because I know that's good for me. But if let's say Vampy had the same problem as I did, right? And I was like, okay, Vampy, you need to get some PMS and PMDDT. I may not give Vampy no powder. I may give Vampy all of the dried herb. I might put the powder arco bark, boom. I might put the nettle leaf in there, boom. I might take the dandelion root itself, pop it in there, boom, put it in the water, steep it, let that shit sit, and then give that to her. Because that might be that not might, but it would be a whole less amount of dosage for her. It won't go into the system as quick as a powder direct, and it won't have to stay in the body as long. These are good ways to introduce the shit, right? And let's not forget that most pill form, when you put something in a pill, it's a powder in that pill. Okay, a lot of times the pill is the powder hardened together in a form, or it's the powder in an encasing. So either way, with pills, you're dealing with powder. Okay, and like I said, it's the pill surrounding the powder that usually is the problem for you to get your pill on. Okay, yay. So, and we already talked about antidepressant pills. All right. Now, while you get this ketamine in the nasal spray, you're still supposed to continue on your antidepressant medication. That's scary as fuck. I already got issues with this antidepressant pill. Now I got to put this thing up my nose and go straight to my brain. Do y'all know how many people who suffer from schizophrenia and things like this, they can't stand the pills. They can't stand the pills. They don't like how they feel when they get them pills. They don't like what they looking like in the mirror. They got problems with that. They're like, oh, hell no. They look like zombies. Some of them act like zombie. B. And do you know that if you have a specific level of migraine or a specific type of migraine, they will give you schizophrenic medication to treat your migraine. Straight to your brain. Straight to your brain. Forget it going through my blood system. You know what I'm saying? Forget it going through the cardiovascular system. It's traveling through my blood to the heart, to the bowels, to the bladder. Now it should go straight to my brain. That's kind of scary right there. And then when I get the esketamine, I still gotta sit in there for 2 hours so that somebody can watch me. Vampy, you smarter than you know. Ain't no sometimes. I'm the only one that says sometimes I can be smart. You have to be smart all the time, Vampy. Okay? For treatment-resistant depression, and let's continue with the sentence. For treatment-resistant depression, patients usually get the nasal spray twice a week for 1 to 4 weeks, then once a week for weeks 5 to 9, and then once every week or two after that. You see how they trickling it down? They're not giving you spray twice a week every day for the rest of your life. Hell no. They're not doing that. They are trickling this shit down. If the fucking the pill epidemic didn't teach doctors nothing, at least it's teaching them to dial it the fuck down, yo. Dial it the damn down. Of course, people ain't gonna like that. Oh, only get one spray a week. Oh, I get once every week or two. Oh no, the withdrawal symptoms will kick in like a mug. But that's what you're supposed to get supervised for. Because here's my other question. Let me tell y'all something. I don't go to therapy because I don't have enough money for therapy. I wish I did. I would love therapy, okay? So my question is, when they say treatment-resistant depression, are they talking about therapy too? Or are these folks just taking antidepressant pills and that's it? You know what I'm saying? Is it like, yo, I went to therapy, the therapist worked with me for a whole year and said, you know what, you might do better off with these pills. Now I'm taking the pills ain't doing it. Now they telling me to add the ketamine. Is it like that? Or is it more like, oh, I went to see a doctor, he immediately told me to take some antidepressant pills. And guys, that when they have pills to bolster the original antidepressant pills that don't work for you. They already got pills for it. So you already taking a pill, that pill don't work. They already got another pill for you to take that might work. And now they got the ketamine too. Really? That's too much taking of the things. That's too many things. For me, personally, it's way too many things. All right? If me and the therapist can't get through that motherfucker, we in trouble. All right? We in big trouble. Because I don't want no antidepressant pill. And this is one of the reasons why I do yoga, workout, all of this other stuff. Yoga wasn't just for me to get over my period problems. Yoga was also for me to get through my depression, through my suicidal thoughts, or whatever the case may be. And I learned from yoga that sometimes as a human soul, as a human being, you just got to go through shit and push through. Okay? And then I have the experience of knowing people, once again, who went through all of this. I don't know if they took ketamine infusion therapy, but they went through therapy. They went through antidepressant pills. They took the antidepressant pills on top of the pills. They did yoga. They worked out. And they still committed suicide and passed. Still. They went through all the things and still. Maybe that's why I'm so affected by this Matthew Perry thing, because it gets to a point where it's like, was he ever gonna make it? Were they just putting off the inevitable? It makes you sad sometimes, but don't give up hope, y'all. Don't give up hope. Okay? Let's put this right here. Let's move this down and talk about some of this. Because I guarantee you, y'all, I'm not staying in this page for too long. Because it's a lot. It's a lot. All right. The spray has a black box warning about the risk of sedation and trouble with attention, judgment, and thinking, as well as risk for abuse and misuse of the drug and suicidal thoughts and behaviors. So if this motherfucker um spray, nasal spray, has a black box warning about the risks of sedation and trouble with attention, judgment, and thinking, what do you think that recreational use is gonna do? Hmm? What did you think was gonna happen to Matthew Perry? Now let's go. Other forms of ketamine not approved by the FDA for mental health conditions include IV infusion, a shot in the arm, or lozenges. Most research looks at ketamine given by IV. You can only get it by IV or shot in a doctor's office. Some doctors will prescribe lozenges for at home use, often to keep depression at bay between infusions. Come on, man. You know what I've been hearing? I've been meaning to get to this part here so we can really talk about these IV infusions. You know what the craziest thing that I've been hearing people getting sick off of and dying off of? It's these wonderful IV infusions. I've been reading about people dying from vitamin C IV infusion, vitamin E IV infusion, vitamin this, vitamin that, like regular vitamins, yo. And this is why I say too much of anything is not good for you. You know, when you go to these infusion therapies for vitamin C, and vitamin E, it's not a doctor you're dealing with. No, not at all. You're dealing with someone who is a professional, but they're not exactly a doctor. So they're probably giving you way too much that's going straight into your bloodstream. And remember, if you follow me and you follow this page or you follow my fitness page, my health page, I've told you guys about the basics of fasting. And a lot of times when you fast, you're going to detox real fucked up before you start feeling really good. Okay? Your detox is going to feel like shit before it feels like sugar. Okay? So imagine getting that IV therapy with just vitamin C. Did y'all know that vitamin C, too much vitamin C can make you take a shit because of the bioflavonoids that are in vitamin C? You take way too much vitamin C, you're going to start taking a whole bunch of dumps. Okay? So, yeah, you take a vitamin C IV infusion and you're one of those people that could get the dumpity dumps, you might be fucked up. See that, Vampy? I'm not gonna put your comment on screen. Okay? But I will ask you this. Are you still taking the pills once you got the therapist? Okay. Your therapist was real good. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at therapy at all. And if one thing helps, it helps. But for me, I'm like, take the easier steps first. That's like somebody who smokes weed and cigarettes, right? And this is actually the flip side of what I'm talking about. But you know what I'm saying? There's a method behind this. It's like knowing somebody that smokes cigarettes and smokes weed at the same time, right? They know that the cigarettes is more of a danger to them. So they should be quitting cigarettes before they quit weed. But they'll quit weed first. Weed is easy to quit. What the fuck does weed do when you quit it? except make you fucking hungry and irritable for maybe a day or two. You don't get no real withdrawal symptoms from stopping weed, B. But if you try to quit cigarettes, you gonna get withdrawal symptoms like a motherfucker for a hot minute. Okay? So most of the time, these people, they'll be like, oh, let me cut the weed out first. Nah, B, cut the cigs out. Because you need to deal with these withdrawal symptoms. And that's the shit that's fucking you up more. You need to get rid of that first. And then the other thing. Or just get rid of them together. All right? People don't think in the trajectory that they should think on. You know, if I'm trying something new, I know that I suffer from depression and I'm trying something new, period. I'm not going to go to the highest level first, yo. I didn't start running and jumping just off bat. I had to crawl for a little bit as a baby. I had to crawl, then I had to stand, then I had to fall a couple times, then I started walking. Then I had to walk a little more. Then I started running. Then I had to run a little more. Then I started jumping, soaring, flying, right? It should be the same thing with a whole bunch of stuff. But no, as we get older, it's like, no, let me jump first and then learn how to crawl. No. Yes, Vampy, I remember. I'm very proud of you. I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And like I said, I get it. If you one of them people, yo, I've been through this, I took my pills and these pills work, I'm not mad at you. Thumbs up to you too. You feel me? But did you get therapy? Is it really helping or are you just addicted? Is it psychosomatic or no? You know? Really? We have to think of these things. And I do, because I'm an overthinker. All right? I do it all the time. All right? So, at his clinic, Stewart only sees patients who have referrals from a doctor that diagnose them with treatment-resistant depression. I hope he trusts them doctors too. And those are not doctors that just want to write something, write a prescription and throw it in your face and be like, get out of here. I don't want to hear what you're talking about. Okay? Let's hope it's a real doctor that really cares about you, really knows who you are, asks the proper questions, you know, things like that. A real good doctor, not no fugazi ass doctor. Okay? Now, here we go. Most research stops the initial treatment at 6 weeks. And if I'm not mistaken, Matthew Perry was doing ketamine infusion therapy for way longer than 6 weeks. Okay? The IV infusion lasts about 40 minutes. The dissociative experience starts quickly and takes about 15 to 20 minutes to wear off after the drip ends. And you think I'll be by myself? A doctor is always on site during the whole process, not a nurse, not a nurse's aide, a doctor, okay? The doctor isn't necessarily in the room with the person being treated, but is available if they need anything or become anxious or confused. Listen, if they become anxious or confused, I ain't calling for you. I'm too confused to call you. These doctors should be in the room. Be in now. I get it. You don't want to be in there when they high as hell because you don't want to, you don't want to catch contact to they crazy. I get that, but fuck. You better be real now. While the patient is on the drip, they look asleep. Matthew Perry, anyone? He probably was asleep. Most don't move or talk, though some, he says, may talk or make a comment about the music playing on their headphones or some part of their experience, or perhaps ask where they are. Unless they need something, Stewart says, no one interferes, which makes a lot of sense too. I get that. Like I just said, you might not want to be in the room when they going through their trip. You don't want to. You don't want to be a part of that shitstorm sweepstakes. But you better be close enough by, sure, and you better be able to see what the hell going on. All right, forget that. They still need good supervision. I don't care. Now, a pediatric nurse, she got treatment and she didn't want to wake up. Look at that. She didn't want to wake up. And no, it wasn't like a spiritual journey, lady, because you want to wake up in a spiritual journey. You got to wake up, okay? You got to wake up. You got to. Now, this lady here, and most black people suffer from PTSD and chronic pain, child. For real. This is what I feel. But we ain't taking all of this. Hold on, let me move down here. Now, this is something that I wanted to read on that I didn't get to read on in my initial video. Okay? At Stewart's clinic, after the mind-altering part of the ketamine experience is over, a health provider sits and talks with the patient in a process called integration. What's up, Dre? Long time no see. Other clinics may recommend that patients continue their talk therapy elsewhere. No, this talk therapy is highly important. Do it right then and there. And why the doctor who is giving you the ketamine ain't the one giving you the TED Talk? Or better yet, you got enough money for a doctor and a psychiatrist to come in there to give you the TED Talk? I don't got enough money for none of that shit. But it sounds real good to do. Don't send nobody nowhere else to continue their TED Talk. Let the people come TED Talk them right then and there. This is important because it sounds like it's a part of therapy. But tell you the truth, if I got a therapist, my therapist don't need to give me no goddamn ketamine. Fuck all that. Let me come high off of weed to your therapy session. And then we can have all the TED Talks all day. We can TED Talk it out, baby. And I probably will be healed and cured by the time you're done with me and I'll finish my spliff. Okay? At least for that part. And you will know when the spliff is leaving because then I'll act up again. They be like, oh, spliff is over. You better lead me. You better lead me out. And listen, if I was to get this thing right here, let me tell you what I want. I want my therapist and I want a doctor right there, okay? All right? And I want a yoga instructor. You hear me? I want a doctor, a therapist, and a swami up in the motherfucker. Y'all hear me as to why, okay? Because the doctor would give me the ketamine, watch me, let me go through my junkety junks, right? And then I'd see, I can't even do it. Let's just change the whole mood. Fuck a ketamine therapy, because I don't need no doctor for me to smoke my tree. Okay? This is how we do. Maybe this one I ain't got no therapist today. Because child boo. When is the therapy session? The therapy session is tomorrow, Shree, at 8 o'clock. You best believe that tomorrow at 6 a.m., a bitch will wake up and bun that tree. Okay? Get to at 8 a.m. 8:01, family. And I don't even need no ketamine. We go straight to therapy, okay? That therapy person will have the best time, okay? They be like, oh, shit, this bitch is healed up. All right, she good money. And then the weed will start wearing off and the therapy like, oh, shit, you need to come on in, yoga person. And the yoga person will lead me into deep relaxation. After 15 minutes, wake me up. We do our meditation. We do our pranayama. And then they be like, all right, get the fuck up out of here. And I'll be like, yes, I'll see y'all later. All right? That's the therapy for me. And if y'all doing this ketamine garbage, this should be the way it should be for y'all. Okay? If you doing, and I'm sorry to call it garbage, for the people who do it and are on point and good. But I'm saying, if you're going to do it, it should be like that. It shouldn't be no take your ass home and have your TED talk with somebody later. Hell no. This shit got to do something. It got to mean something. And you can't let people get addicted to this shit off of nonsense. Otherwise, you might end up like Matthew Perry, sneaking a little casual use of ketamine and then dying from that shit because you want to send him somewhere else for the TED talk, or he feel like he don't need the TED talk no more. No, it don't work like that, folks. It should. This is what gets me fucked up, because people will immediately think, oh well, let me get a shot of fucking special K in me, right? And I ain't got to do nothing else, and all of a sudden I'm cured from this shit. I ain't got no suicidal thoughts. I ain't got no depression for 9 months. Let me just get this shot and do nothing else. Nah, something else, man. It's more, man. Get this shit together, yo. Talk through this shit. And that's what you need to do. You need to talk through this shit. Get this shit out. Some people need to just go through it, yo. I think that's why I did yoga. That's why I loved yoga. Because I had to process that shit. I couldn't let something else process it for me. I couldn't take no pill and then depend on the pill to process the bitch. Because when I take a dump and the pill is gone, what else is there? It ain't going to be me. I versus I got to win. Not the pill, not the IV shot, not the nasal spray. I versus I against I, flesh of my flesh and mind of my mind. Y'all ain't watched Blade and heard that song at the end? That was the theme song. I against I, flesh of my flesh and mind of my mind. What? That shit is real. I told y'all that ego is a powerful fucking thing. It's powerful as fuck. Can't nothing stop this ego. If you want to do something, ain't nothing stopping your ego, yo. And your ego will use that thing to propel you even further towards your bullshit goal. Come on now. That's why sometimes you can't escape this shit. And ain't no workaround to this motherfucker, man. Ain't no shortcut to this bitch. I think that's why I'm so mad. Ain't no shortcuts here. Even when you try to take the right way, ain't no guarantee to nothing. Let's go. Right. A lot of times, this leads to unpacking of the baggage. Let me tell y'all something. Ketamine ain't the only thing that makes you unpack baggage. Okay? There's plenty of things you could do to help you to unpack baggage. Ketamine ain't the only way. It ain't the last way. It ain't the end all be all. And let me not say that Matthew Perry never tried every single way possible. He's rich. We could assume that he did, but we could also assume that he didn't. Right? Because these motherfuckers, Michael Jackson and Prince, was taking fentanyl when all they really had to do was go fucking exercise. Go fucking work out and make sure you got that treadmill in your crib. Yes, Prince played basketball. He should have played a little more. Put on the orthopedic shoes and shit. And put knee guards on his motherfuckers. All right? Give him some arnica or some shit so he could deal with the pain of the joints and all of that flyness. Put some fucking insoles in his fucking high heel shoe. Okay? So when he walk, he don't catch a bunion and shit. Ain't got to be all this extra shit unless it's necessary. Ketamine is an intervention, but the notion of treatment is much broader than that. It should be much broader than that. It should be. When people go to rehab and they have to get detox, sometimes they got to get something in them, some kind of infusion therapy in them to get the fucking drugs out their system. But guess what they get after that? They get the therapy, yo. Group therapy, private one-on-one therapy. They get to unpack their shit. They get to learn how to do what they do. I personally don't approve of rehabs letting motherfuckers smoke cigarettes. Okay? You look at some rehabs, you see everybody smoking a cigarette. Nah, let them smoke some tree. But tree ain't for everybody either, right? Let them motherfuckers drink water or some shit. The fuck? Shoot. Man, you losing synapses. Oh, but they can come back. Great. Ketamine affects the brain in many ways. Oh, yay. I want to affect the direct freaking thing of my brain. It may not matter, but it does concern me personally that ketamine works through an opioid mechanism. Now, if I had known Alan Schatzberg personally, I'd kick him in the neck. Okay? And that's a figure of speech, y'all. I'm too short to kick most people in the neck, okay? Huh? Research suggests that through ketamine's main action is in glutamate receptors. It needs opioid receptors to have its antidepressant effects too. And we all know what opioids do to us, right? Didn't we have a whole opioid epidemic through the freaking precious pills? The oxycodone, the oxy this, the oxy that, the Vicodin, the this, the that. Come on, man. It may not matter. Yes, the fuck it does matter. But it does concern me. It does more than concern me that ketamine works through an opioid mechanism. Hello. So addiction, everybody, the same effects as opioid painkillers. That is an epidemic for many Americans. Hello. Hello. The worry is that people might require larger and larger doses of ketamine. Hell yeah, they are. I think it's probably less addictive than opioids. I highly doubt it. Same shit. But it's not without its risks. Come on, B. Don't give me that crap. It also may not be safe for people who have schizophrenia. Duh. Their brains are already rewired a certain way. So you're going to rewire it even more? Many clinical trials have barred people with substance abuse problems. Duh. So that would eliminate a whole gang of people who decided to self-medicate to treat their depression. Right? The fuck? This is what pisses me off sometimes, y'all. Oh, trouble sleeping is a common symptom of depression. This is where the money part comes in. This is where the money part comes in. This is why the celebrities get caught up in this and that and these and those, right? Hey, Tanya, how you doing? This is where the celebrities get caught up with these and those and all that other bullshit. In order for you to get that nasal spray, you got to go through FDA guidelines. Excuse me. I need something to drink. Give me a second, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Back what I was saying. Now, in order for Matthew Perry to get Tanya, what you say? I wonder why they bringing it up now. Because Matthew Perry died of ketamine, of acute use of ketamine, hun. So yeah, this is gonna come up all over the place. Okay. Um, Back to what I was saying. My bad. I have to remember what I was gonna say. What I was gonna say. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. This is where the whole celebrity thing comes in and why they can't do the right thing. Okay. Now, if the if you have to go through a whole bunch of FDA guidelines just to get the nasal spray, and one of those guidelines is we're not going to recommend you this nasal spray if you already have substance abuse issues, Matthew Perry would never get this thing. Okay? If he was the average American, substance abuse problems, I need that ketamine spray, they more than likely would tell him no because he's alcoholic. Hello. Didn't I just read to y'all that you shouldn't be taking alcohol with none of this shit? Oh, okay, but he was alcoholic. So of course, he wouldn't go that route. He would go the infusion route because you don't need insurance, right? Because most insurance won't cover the shit, right? But he don't need insurance. He got money. So $3,000 to $4,000 for 3 weeks, that ain't nothing to him. But guess what happens then? Don't worry, ain't nothing spilled. But guess what happens then? What happens over 3 weeks again? He needs some more. He needs some more. He needs some more. Some people may not keep up with their treatments, especially if they can't afford it. So then what do? They go to regular ketamine. And regular ketamine is way too strong. It's very strong. You don't know what that was made with. Ain't no doctor make that. It's some regular Yahoo up the street that makes the meth too. Oh, you ain't want no meth today? Oh, I got some special K for you. Come on, y'all. This crazy. It's crazy. All right? Why don't we get rid of the addictive behaviors? This is wild for the night to me. Seriously, it's wild for the night. I don't have all the answers. I know I got way more questions. But I do know this. Excuse me. When you're desperate, you're liable and capable to do almost anything, right? I said it before that one thing that if it's presented to you in your face, you will fight. At first, you will fight it, fight it, fight it to the very end is the truth. You know another thing that you will fight, fight, fight to the ends of the earth is death. One of the first things that I learned in yoga, right, about this whole earth and human beings in this earth is that the problem or the source of all your issues, I don't give a fuck what your issue is, okay? I don't care if you tell me I'm having a problem with them because of love, because they don't respect me, because they stepped on my foot, they talk bad about this one, I feel passionate about this, ooh, ooh, all of that. The reason why you take any form of anything, science is here, all this shit is here, right? You know why? Because you have a fear. You have a fear, okay? And the fear, I'm going to tell you what the fear is, But that's not really the fear. People fear time, okay? That's why you got oil of Olay, all kinds of shit, right? People fear time. Why do they fear time? Is time the issue? No, time exactly is not the issue here. All right? What is the issue is that with time comes death. Okay? So the fear is the fear of death. But when you're dealing with time, death is inevitable. Okay? So that creates that fear. That is why humans do a lot of the things that they do to prevent that death, to live longer or stronger, or at least have the illusion of some form of immortality. Let me leave a legacy, whether it's a physical legacy of kids or a mental legacy or historical legacy. Let me get power. Let me get this. I'm going to be greedy because I know I'm going to die soon. So let me get all of this right here, right now, while I'm here. I could be evil as fuck, this, that, all kinds of shit. It's either you afraid to die, so you're going to do everything to prevent that, or you know you're going to die, so let me do all the bullshit now because I'm going to die anyway. That's one thing yoga taught me. The biggest fear on this planet is the fear of death. And a lot of motherfuckers will tell you, I'm not afraid to die. It's a lot of Muslims out there that'll tell you I'm not afraid to die. I used to be one of them. I'm not afraid of death. I just want to control when I die. Ain't that a bitch? Sounds like fear to me. Still sounds like fear. Because now it's not the fear of death itself. It's the fear that you can't control it. That's another fear right there. Not only do you know it's coming, but you can't control when it comes, how it comes, none of that shit. Get over that too. I have to learn to get over that too. I still go through my depression, anxiety. I haven't had a suicidal thought in a while, but I have had it within the past 2 years. I don't have to lie to you about that. I don't. It's cool. My whole life, I've been dealing with depression, suicide, all of that. I'm not ashamed to talk about that. I've been through many traumatic things that have led me to depression and suicidal thoughts. I sat in depression and suicide for years. And it's only now that I'm acknowledging that within myself and collecting all that dust up to throw it out. You don't have to do what I do to get over depression. You don't. You don't have to follow the same methodology or anything like that. But there's only one thing I want to ask of you that both you and I must share in this journey to deal with depression. Not exactly conquer it forever, but have that prevention. Don't give up. Even when you feel like you're at your lowest, you're the most alone, no one can help you. And even if you get to that thought where it's like, if I'm gone, nobody's going to care. I'm not important enough. Even when you get there, don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Don't. Please. And I'm saying that as a person that I had to say that to so many times. And I'm saying that as a person who had people say that to me so many times. People still say it to me today. Every day, every other day. I would have 2 people every week tell me, don't give up, Shri. Don't you do it. And I haven't yet. Keep trying to try not to fail. When you give up, that's when you fail. Okay? So don't you ever give up, okay? Don't do it. Don't allow that much will that you gonna harm yourself to death. No. You are still a light. Somebody still needs you. I may not be the best person to talk to. Call somebody. Call a helpline if you have to. There are plenty of suicide helplines out there. Journal. Do you hear me? Journal. If you can't afford a therapist, you don't have insurance, you're one of those people out there, but you still need help, journal. Write it down. I don't even care if it's a letter to yourself, like, I'm leaving now and blah, blah, blah. You write that letter and you put it down and you wake up the next day and you burn it or you bury it or you read it again and you be like, what the fuck was wrong with me? Or you read it and you're like, I better call somebody. Don't give up, yo. Please. Alcoholism is hard enough. When you treat alcohol or you treat these other addictions, usually the addiction itself isn't the problem. It's what led to the addiction. It's the escapism that you need from the traumas you went through. Those samskaras. And they're deep. And they're hard to get rid of. They are. Shoot, you can get addicted to meditation. Just don't give up, man. Okay? I'll talk to you later. I wish Matthew Perry the peace that he has been looking for all this time. I hope in his new journey, he enjoys the peace that he needed in his life. Depression has finally escaped you. And we would all love to be healed as we are living, right? And it's a cliche. Well, at least they're not suffering anymore. But it's the truth. All I'm saying is, if you can end your suffering or pause it or restrain your suffering while you're alive, let's try it, okay? Let's try it. Try it. Friends that tried and they still ended up committing suicide. They didn't fail. Even if they did give up, they didn't fail. They still tried. All of this is lessons in how to let go. Learn how to let go, y'all. Tears are great. They can make your eyes look fucked up. So I'm out, y'all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you soon. And if you know someone who's going through shit like this, talk to them, hug them. Even if you just have to sit there in silence with them, do it. Do it. Sometimes the best thing you can do to support somebody is just be there. You may not know how to talk to them properly. You may not know how to deal with their situation properly. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just hold a hand, give them a hug, sit and cuddle and spoon with their ass. Anytime, Raquel. Anytime. Anytime, y'all. I may not be a good friend, good family member, good sister that talks to you every day or, you know, things like this. But I guarantee you, everybody that has helped me to maintain, everybody that has asked me not to give up, asked me how I'm doing, how I'm feeling today, I will never forget you. I will always appreciate you. I will always love you. Always, no matter how stubborn I am, that I want to do some things on my own, or I want to accomplish some things on my own, and I want to make you proud of me because I need to do it, not you carry me like you my mama. Sometimes I need help too. And I'm opening myself up to that. And I'm so grateful for it. I just have to learn to stop crying when I get it. And with that being said, peace out, y'all. Have a great evening. Like the video, share, subscribe, join the membership, and I will holla later.